Chris Brockman, again, as I mentioned, halfway home. The Boston Celtics taking care of business last night.
Yes.
Luka Doncic showing up as questionable on the injury report prior to Game 2. And then he shows up, walking like Fred G. Sanford, I mean, he was literally seemingly, like hunched over, limping his way to the locker room.
And it didn't matter. He was making everything in the first half.
You were saying you would eat Del Tufo's shorts if he did not play, and I'm glad that you're not eating Del Tufo's shorts today.
It wasn't worth it, Chris. You should.
That's how short he was.
0.0 chance.
Guy triple-doubled. He triple-doubled, by the way. If I told you prior to Game 2, Luka's going to hit a triple-double, and you're only going to be up by 3 at the half.
And the Celtics would shoot 25% from 3, we'd probably lose that game.
Right. But this is just a different Celtics team, man.
Yeah, man.
And part of the reason why it's a different Celtics team is because of who's been added. Who's been added? Okay. I mean, Kristaps Porzingis coming off the bench. He had 12 points. This just in. He was plus 12 last night, which is the best plus-minus of anybody on the Celtics last night. And we all know what he can do. And he's not even at full strength. He's got that like full leg compression stocking on, and a couple of times you're seeing him landing poorly on that right leg, and you're wondering, he even went to the locker room at one point in Game 2. But it's Jrue Holiday, and I know that was the thing in Boston Celtic land about sending Marcus Smart away and then bringing in Jrue Holiday. And it would be quite something that the Celtics win the NBA championship with this guy being MVP, by the way. He's halfway home on that front after last night's double-double, 26 points, 11 rebounds. Doesn't matter that he's not distributing when Jason Tatum comes up with a dozen assists, But it would be quite something if the Celtics win the championship with Jrue Holiday being the MVP, because Giannis wanted somebody significant to play with in Milwaukee.
Right.
And that trade for Lillard is what sent Holiday packing, and the Celtics were like, we'll take him. And they made that trade of Marcus Smart, one of the, I don't not to speak for you, but would you say one of the most popular Celtics of the last decade plus?
Without question.
Right?
One of my favorite players since the 08 team was Marcus Smart. The heart and soul of the team for many, many years.
Defensive Player of the Year candidate.
Defensive Player of the Year, the ultimate no, yes guy on offense. And he deserved to be part of a championship team. We just kind of maxed out with him. And a definite change was needed. And credit to Brad Stevens, Executive of the Year this year. And he pushed all the right buttons and made all the right moves. And we're halfway home to Banner 18.
And, and the Celtics, like I said, they don't need Tatum to put the team on his shoulders and win it all, because of everything else is clicking. It's all working. Derek White, once again.
You mean Derek Havlicek?
Honestly,
Derek Jordan?
They make a run. The Mavericks make a run late in the game. They got it down to 7 at one point. White takes one from like 32 feet and sticks it.
At the end of the shot clock, deep. Gets the great block, the great defensive play near the end of the game to kind of seal it. Guy does it all.
He does it all, and Jaylen Brown does it all. And they've even overcome the mind game that Jason Kidd tried to play by saying Jaylen Brown is their best player over there. And then, of course, hey, Jason Tatum. Did you hear what Jason Kidd had to say? And then,
what a desperation move.
Hey, by the way, you can't.
Yeah, but you do that.
You can't criticize him for trying that.
You do that after Game 4. Him doing it after Game 1, he knew that they're so behind the 8 ball.
Of course, you got to feel that right now. And then, of course, that leads to Jrue Holiday being after. I think this is our friend McMenamin who asked this question of Jrue Holiday and what he would categorize himself now that he's potentially the MVP, halfway home to being the MVP of the NBA Finals. Hit it.
If Jalen and Jason are the superstars on this team, what's your role? And if you're going to be the team's leading scorer, leading rebounder, and shoot the highest percentage in Game 2 of the Finals, why aren't you a superstar as well?
I'm a utility guy. I'll do whatever. I'm here to win. I feel like they brought me here to win, and I'll do my best to do that. But at the end of the day, this is their team. And I know it's probably just as much as my team as theirs, but again, I feel like I've talked about this before. The pressure that they have on themselves to execute and to be great is a little bit different than my pressure. And again, I've always been honest about that and how they always handle themselves has been something that's been so honorable. So it's slightly different. They're superstars, and I'm here to support.
I mean, him and Brown and Tatum and White and what this team is and what it's becoming. The only thing wrong with it is from Boston. Other than that, you know.
I agree with you.
No, but you have every reason to just be over the friggin'
It's
moon
great.
over
I
there,
love
bro.
that answer from Jrue. I mean, this is a guy who's won a championship.
Good
Giannis
Lord.
didn't want him anymore. And you talk about that quote right there.
You think he didn't want him any? You would say that, or you just
he wanted the shiny thing. He wanted the Dame Lillard. He wanted that shiny. This guy can score 50 at any point.
Now, hold on a
and
second. I'll push back a little bit.
Forgetting
Here.
that he had been hurt the last few years and not been able to finish a season, and maybe a little past his prime.
Listen, Jrue Holiday is a perfect component for this organism that the Celtics have
Oh, my
built.
goodness, yeah.
He is absolutely an upgrade over Marcus Smart. My apologies to him. There's no question about that.
Without question.
Okay,
yeah.
and so when you have the ability of having an owner or governor or ownership that is saying we will pay an insane amount of luxury tax to make sure Jaylen Brown is the super maxiest player, knowing that Jason Tatum behind him will be the super maxiest player, and let's go get Kristaps Porzingis on top of it, and then we'll trade for Derek White in a trade that nobody paid attention to, and see him grow into Steph Curry meets Robert Horry meets who did you say earlier before? Okay, Havlicek. Okay, he's
playing D like Jordan.
Exactly, he's going to play. He's
unbelievable.
going to be a two-way threat.
Yeah.
Let's do that. Al Horford will be 90 years old and still play like he's 9. Fine, that's great.
And they went and paid Jrue. They gave him like a $30 billion a year contract.
But I guess we're getting onto this right now.
Yeah.
Giannis definitely had to look around and say, our big three that we have here of me and Middleton and Jrue Holiday needs an upgrade. And I want Lillard. And do you think did he think that let's send Holiday away for Lillard? You'd have to think that would have to happen clearly, but you don't think that he would. You think that is something that would be.
What a championship with this guy. And the Celtics get Porzingis, and he's like,
man,
we need to get better with a guy you won a title with. Why? Because Jimmy Butler cooked him in round 1 last year. Jimmy Butler cooked everybody last year.
Catch the Rich Eisen Show every single day on the Roku channel, 12 to 3 Eastern, for free.